I'm at Drives and Controls 2014 for the launch of PlantStruxure PES, and I'm talking to Schneider Electric's Jez Palmer. Jez, we've talked about the fact that there are significant design advantages with PlantStruxure PES. What are some of the advantages that come down to the plant operator from the software?
Okay, well, when we talked about the design, we talked about the single data entry supporting the configure once philosophy. So for design time, you only create an object once. We also talked about the rich suite of libraries, general purpose library that's provided, and specific libraries for specific process industries.
Yeah.
So you build an application, and you build an application much faster. You deliver that application, so you end up with the controller with the control code in it, and a supervision system which is going to give the graphical view of the plant to the operator. So what benefits does that give to the operator? The operator, first of all, will see consistency in the graphics, in the navigation of the supervision system. That will all have the same look and feel. Doesn't matter where the application is. If it's been built with PES, it will have consistency in appearance. He will be able to do a left click, say on a pump, and he will get a faceplate displayed, enabling him to delve deeper into that pump. He could configure parameters for the pump maybe. He could switch it into manual mode, switch it into automatic mode, and so on. So that's all standard. You expect that with a supervision system. Now what PES introduces is what we call contextual clicking. So you basically use the Alt key, click on the same object. It will then bring up a system menu, a PES menu, which is dynamically populated based on what you have stored in this global database that sits behind the system. That could include, or it will include, links to the control code, links to the linked objects that are related to the object that you've clicked on. But it will also bring up documentation if you've got documentation in the database. So it could be a PDF manual telling you how to use the pump, how to use the motor. Just depends what you've put in there when you built the application. It could also include links to web pages to take you to the manufacturer's website. So what I'm saying is that you have from the runtime screens a link back into this single database, and this database doesn't just store the objects in the database, don't just store the control code and the supervision objects. They can also store a lot of other attributes associated to that object, so documentation, web links, anything basically that you could think of related to that. From a maintenance perspective, and from an operator's perspective as well, but particularly from a maintenance perspective, it should be a much faster way to find where faults have occurred. If you're looking at your graphical screen, you're looking at your supervision screen, and you see that there's a fault indicated against a pump or against a valve or a particular part of plant, you understand there's a fault there, but you can contextually click onto that area of the screen. It will bring up this system menu, which will then be populated with all of the information that's stored in the database associated to that. And that could take you directly to the alarm pages. It could take you directly to the code in the controller itself, so that you can, as a maintenance engineer, see immediately what's causing the fault in your process. If you hadn't got that, you would have to go off to the controller itself, connect with the programming software for the controller. First of all, you need to work out exactly where to go in that controller. It could be a huge piece of code, megabytes worth of software could be in there, and you're going to take time to get to where you need to go to actually understand what's causing the problem. Whereas using PES, you have a direct link from the runtime screens to the database, and it will take you immediately to the source of the fault.